Insurance isn't one size fits all. That's why customers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years now. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they'll show you options that fit your budget. So whether you're picking out your first policy or just looking for something that works better for you and your family, they make it easy to see your options. Visit Progressive.com. Find a rate that works for you with the Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Truckers aren't just moving goods. They're making sure bakers get their chocolate chips and hotels get their tiny soaps. But truckers can't do this if they're not on the road. That's why Progressive has over 360 heavy truck employees to help truckers stay on time and on track. Quote truck insurance today in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Welcome to 500 Open Tabs. I'm Matatabi-kun.
And I'm Hannah Hillam. Welcome back. After Kumatab, we are recovering.
What a time. What an episode. What a story. What a thread.
It ended up being really nice. It felt good, you know? Usually
Listen, I'm not one to toot my own horn, but I'm like, I feel like we did a pretty good job. That was a fun one. I felt like that one, when I was listening it back to it for QC reasons, I was like, that one came out real well. It was interesting.
Yeah. It wrapped up well. And all the
like
and
payoffs.
We did cut out a lot of us just being like, I don't know what to do, and it ended up being like it went well. It was fun. Yes. So thank you guys for participating in the what's it called, the bracket on Discord. And if you did, and for listening. So we're back to our regular schedule.
Back to a regular scheduled program. You've got a tab for us today. Theoretically, is there anything you wanted to talk about before we went into it, or should we just not bore our audience with anything of our personal lives and just go straight into whatever the reason is that they would have theoretically clicked on this?
I mean, look, don't leave. First of all, don't leave here. Just keep listening, okay? But I will say there is a carnival being set up outside my house.
Oh.
So
some would say that your house is the carnival. Famous
it's the
carny
circus in here.
Hannah Hillam. What would you be in the carnival? In the carny, what kind of carny would you be?
I would do all my weird double jointed tricks.
Oh yeah, you're like the person who could the human pretzel.
I would have trained really well to be a contortionist, and then I'd do that.
Yeah.
Man, I regret that so much. I could have
Could have done it. It's not too late. I mean, that's what podcasters mostly are. We're like carnies, but like with microphones.
Oh, I think you're right. Oh no.
Oh no.
That hit home. No, we are traveling art salesmen / podcasting carnies.
We are carnies, yes.
Speaking of carnies, I'm going to get into my tab because my tab is about carnies.
Really?
Yeah.
What are the odds?
Yeah, right? Maybe it was the carnival that got me thinking about it, but it's like
that
this
makes sense.
4th of July carnival, and it's one of these things has a big AI poster on it. I already don't want to go. So
even better. You know what
America.
though? As far as like it's carnies, I don't think carnies are necessarily going to be. Is carny a slur, by the way? I don't actually even know.
Hang on.
I have no idea these days. It feels like anything that sounds old timey. Later you find out you're like, oh, this is a slur. I don't know.
It's not a slur. It's
okay. Good. I just
but
want to
they
make sure.
usually use it amongst themselves.
I see. It's like I can call a carny can call another. I'm doing it now, but
yeah,
I don't know, whatever.
You took their word.
Are carnies big in social justice?
I think carnies exist in a world of their own, with its own ecosystem, its own
is there
politics.
A big carny like online hive? Like, are they going to cancel?
Know.
Are we going to get carny canceled?
Carnies, listen to me. I genuinely love what you do. If I had more of a freaky... Wait, hold on. What would you do in the carnival if you were a carny freak?
What is it? There's like the strong man, the contortionist. There's like the bearded lady person. Like,
sword
what are the sword swallower? Definitely not that. Not that. Maybe the ringmaster? I think I could be the ringmaster guy, right?
Duh.
I could put on a good show and have like the twisty mustache
it's just
and wear
being
a suit.
An AD again, by the way.
Exactly, yeah. I think I would just yell at people and just be like, you gotta go here, you do this. It's like you said the other day when you'll get like a string of texts between you and Alyssa where I'll be like, you gotta do this.
And I prefer that
like, is he mad at us?
Mostly I was just like, did somebody die?
No.
Because it said 62 unread messages. And that was just a conversation. But yeah, I do appreciate it. Anyway, carnies.
Yeah, I think I'll be the ringmaster. I think I'll take that.
This is your ringmaster Kavitaharian, and I'm the human pretzel, Hannah Hillam.
Pretzel it up now for the crowd.
Okay, I'll try. I'll just do
Worst
this.
human pretzel on a podcast. You can't even see it.
Oh. Okay.
Ew, they're behind your back in the cellar. Sorry, continue.
Okay, so in 2009, I got a secondhand iPod Touch. Do you remember those things?
Oh, hell yeah. I remember the iPod Touch. Was that the tiny one?
Yeah. No. That was the iPod Touch looked like an
Nano.
iPhone. Yeah.
Oh, right. It was the iPhone without
pre-iPhone. Without the
phone.
Phone.
Yes,
I got a secondhand iPod Touch, and I think I spent an entire paycheck on it and did not eat anything but pancakes for a week.
Which is funny because that sounds like something you would have done, and even if you weren't trying to save up for something. Yeah.
Look, from some
I'm failing
show
to see the
I go
sacrifice that you've made. Yeah.
Look, I forget to eat. I may as well just eat pancakes. That was around the same time where I just wasn't eating because I didn't have money. And I remember I would ride my bike to school, and one time I just collapsed. And then the doctor's like, "You have severe anemia." And I was like,
listen, if you had told me that you were eating pancake batter directly without actually mixing it and cooking it, then I would have been impressed.
Is that a challenge?
Yes, it is.
Do you want me to get salmonella?
Do you get salmonella from eating pancake batter? I don't think there's anything in that.
Raw eggs?
No, I'm talking about straight powder. Just downing the powder. You're not even putting eggs in it.
No, you're right. I would not. Fine. Look, I'll do it, okay? You don't have to ask.
Subscribe to the Patreon to see Hannah eating raw pancake powder directly.
Krusty's pancake powder.
To the dome. Sorry, continue.
I start having visions. Okay, so I had this iPod Touch, and I soon discovered that sweet dopamine hit of reading Wikipedia at night in bed before going to sleep.
Yeah.
And for those who remember, the original Safari mobile browser only gave you 8 tabs. And you
Are you serious? I don't even remember.
And that would have made our show sound way more measured and normal.
8 tabs. Doesn't have the same ring to it.
No, it feels weird and normal. But one of the very first tablet holes, or whatever we decided to call it, that I ever went down was on freak shows.
Oh, okay.
And I got really into reading about carnivals, freak shows, circuses, and like the performers and the quote unquote freaks that were hired to do this.
Yeah.
And I had originally gotten into it because I had done a character design of a woman. I made up my own character in character design class named Mental Margaret, and she was part of a freak show, and her hair was alive, and it would hurt everybody. And now I realize that was just me trying to figure out. Yeah, her hair. It was me trying to figure out my mental illness that was undiagnosed at the time. But whatever it was about the freak shows and carnivals and American sideshows, it really drew me in. I loved it. Yeah. And I'm not going to actually talk about freak shows, but I'm setting the stage. This tab is going to yank you in like 50 different directions. Okay. So
okay. Let's do it.
Prepare. Buckle into the roller coaster.
Give me a yank job of a podcast.
I'm yanking. A yank? Is that a yank job? Just a hand job by an American?
It's just called a Yankee Doodle, I believe.
Yeah, I gave him a Yankee Doodle last night. Ew. Oh, gross. Ew. Don't ever. You're so gross. I can't believe you said that. All the carnies are leaving. So I'm not going to go too much into freak shows because that deserves an entire podcast series on its own. But I am going to talk a little bit about how freak shows and sideshows went hand in hand with one of America's favorite turn of the century activities, going to amusement parks. Okay. And one of the most
turn
famous...
of the century, turn of the 18th, or sorry, 19th to 20th century.
1900s, early 1900s, late 1800s. Yeah. And one of the most...
know that.
Yeah, they were always... Amusement parks had a freak show aspect to it back then. And
see, I always think of amusement parks as like Disneyland and like Six Flags or that kind of crap, but I guess...
Yeah, because take out all the roller coasters and what do you have? A bunch of games and a petting zoo.
See, what do I think of that? Like, what's Coney Island? Is that an amusement park, technically?
I'm about to get into it. So Coney Island is America's most popular one at the time, and still is.
I thought that was a carnival. Is a carnival different? I don't actually know all the...
A carnival is traveling.
Versus an amusement park.
I think carnival travels, a circus travels, and an amusement park is a like set location. So...
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. And Coney Island, it was known by locals as the Sodom by the Sea because it was so drenched in unsavory doings and activities. And it has been a lot of things in its existence. It's still around today. And it's still known for being seedy and weird and fun and a great summer activity. But I also used to host a lot of different theme parks because Coney Island, you think of it as just one theme park, right?
Yeah.
But it was like 3 to 4 different theme parks, and they were all dueling each other for like numbers. And so there was
on like the boardwalk or whatever, like they would just come in and
the same stretch of beach. There were 3 separate theme parks, all of them having burned down at one point or another because wood.
Naturally.
Yeah, there was Steeplechase, Luna Park, Dreamland, And many of these housed sideshows, such as sword swallowers, blockheads, which is the ones that can like nail nails into their skull.
They're gonna say Charlie Browns.
Charlie Browns, bearded ladies,
blockhead,
little people, and the extremely evil category of human zoo, and those.
Oh right, I remember the human zoo stuff.
I'm not gonna touch on those, but. Just saying,
wow.
Human Zoo.
Time to cancel the carnies. Human Zoo.
Guys,
Dear
stop
God.
being a human. No. It was dark. If you guys want to go read about
let more women into the humans. What's that meme or like the hand claps of like the Democrats?
More women bomb Syria countries. Or something. Yeah. Look, someday I'm going to be first female president, and I'm also going to bomb a bunch of Middle Easterners. That's my dream. So besides getting to go look at lobster-handed people and like strong men.
Sorry, what is a lobster-handed person?
So it's this
people whose fingers are stuck
deformity.
Together?
No, so there's a certain deformity that people are born with. There's a whole family. I think last podcast on the left did a series on the family of lobster people that ended up murdering somebody.
What? That sounds crazy.
Yeah, he had lobster hands because his hands were like fused into like they looked like claws. And he was a sideshow performer in Florida, I think. I can't remember his name.
Lobster Larry.
But yeah, you could look at Lobster Larry, you look at some lady swallowing a sword, and you think, I've never seen this before. And you could also go on the early roller coasters, which were rickety as hell. And you know, but hey.
Can you imagine going on an early roller coaster? That's just like a death wish. An early one? Why would you voluntarily go? Is it made of lead? Is that why you went on it?
I licked the whole thing dry. I licked all the lead off, and I became more powerful.
Girl.
No,
I found
join
it in
the
my cellar,
Patreon
actually.
to watch me eat lead from my cellar. We did find lead in the cellar, by the way.
Mixing lead with pancake batter, yes.
Yeah, to make lead cakes. My mama's old lead cake recipe. So in Utah, there's Lagoon. That's like a theme park, and they have what they call.
Is that a water park, or it's like one of the regular roller coasters?
It's just a roller coaster.
Lagoon's misleading. That makes it sound like it's a water park.
It has a water aspect to it. It used to have a huge pool that people would go to, but then everyone started getting
covered
sick.
in piss. That's why it's all wet.
Well,
That's
it was like algae.
Yeah.
Algae blooms were killing.
Just like in our nation's capital.
Salute. Look, I'm gonna go join the Patreon. I'm gonna drink out of the reflecting pool tonight at 8:00, right after I make lead cakes. Okay, I'll do anything at this point.
Wash it down, love it. Yeah.
Wash it down with some reflecting pool water and paint chips.
How about reflecting pool pancakes? I think that's your best bet.
Oh, delicious.
The algae will substitute the egg, and it's alive, right?
Oh,
it's
that's
something.
Perfect. That's how it works. If it's
save
alive,
money
it can be
economy.
put into a batter, right? I think that's how the saying goes. If it's living, put it in I wish I were an improv person. Okay, I lost my spot.
Turn of the century, there was a lot of amusement parks.
Yes.
They were all competing on Coney Island. One of them had the sword swallowing guy, and then what?
You're right. Okay.
Blockhead was the other one.
The Blockhead the early roller coaster I went on at Lagoon. It was like 120 years old or something crazy, and I went on it, and it was kind of boring, but it was crazy. They've updated it, but it was rickety.
That's scary. Yeah, I don't like
that.
Like
every turn
I
was
love
like
roller coasters.
Oh, me too.
But I don't like a 120-year-old roller coaster. That doesn't sound very safe.
If you ever come to visit me, I'm going to make you go on it.
Let's do it.
So you could also go around to the different exhibitions. And in this case, there was this one that was really strange and new, and it was called the Infantorium.
Don't like the sound of that.
You will in a minute, because it sounds really scary, but it is a display of premature babies.
Great.
Don't worry. Hold your judgment. So I'm going to tell you all about the controversial Infantorium at Coney Island, a place where parents could bring their preterm babies, who otherwise had very little chance of survival, to be put inside these newfangled glass ovens called incubators from Europe and be seen by thousands of people a day. I'm also going to talk about the man behind it, the part showman, part doctor, Martin Coney, and how he ended up changing neonatology forever. All right? So I get my primary. This is a ride, okay? But this is one of the weirdest Americana facts that I've ever seen, and
that's saying something on this podcast too.
Yeah. So I got my primary sources. My primary source is from Mental Floss, and it's an article by Jordan Friedman called "Preemies on Parade: How a Fake Doctor's Coney Island Incubator Show Ended Up Saving Thousands of Lives."
Okay.
So before I talk about the baby museum, I have to get into some sad statistics for just a minute because I think it's important to remember where we started.
Great.
I know, we'll get through this. In larger cities in the late 1800s and 1900s, up to 30% of infants died before the age of 1. This was due to unsanitary living conditions and unsafe drinking water and raw milk, unpasteurized milk, because poor working women were pressured to stop breastfeeding sooner to serve the Industrial Revolution and to get back to work. And they started using cow's milk. And since it was the big city, cows couldn't feed anywhere. So they would feed these cows what was called swill. And it was, to my understanding, was the leftover grain from whiskey distilleries. So these...
It's getting them drunk?
Yes. So the cows were just drinking old leftover whiskey distilled junk from whiskey distilleries.
Honestly, these cows sound cool as hell, though. I will say that. They sound tough as shit. I think they'd be fun.
I
wouldn't get in a fight with them. Yeah.
I mean, remember the cow tunnels? This was around that same time. Swill cows. And this turned their milk this weird bluish tint, which then had to be countered by mixing in flour and chalk and sometimes plaster of Paris to make it look like milk again.
Plaster of Paris?
Yes. So, I know. Idiots. Lower class women had no other choice but to buy the swill milk for their infants because they had to get back to work. The swilk, as we would say. We're going to say now. This would result upwards of 8,000 infant deaths a year.
Jesus Christ.
And if you could afford, even if you could afford untainted cow milk, many cities hadn't implemented pasteurization requirements. And that would include, if, unpasteurized milk would result in thousands more deaths of adults and children.
Awful.
Truly awful. There's nothing wrong with pasteurizing anything. Please read a book, you guys.
There's nothing wrong with having like a pump station or whatever at your job.
Right.
Just let them have a room.
We adapt to people that breastfeed instead of require.
Listen, side complaint. Why would you, as an employer, right? Just the argument, right?
Yeah.
Why would you not? If you're an insane, you can even take the stupid, crazy capitalist reason, which is like, if you just have like a pump room and you're like, yo, I'll give you like daycare at work. I don't really know what the legality of it is. Is like, why? But if you could be like, yo, I have enough money and I have this cool company, and then I'm gonna have like a breastfeeding room or whatever, like a milking station. What do they call it? The pump room or whatever. I don't know.
I just did it in public.
Yeah. Or like an area, but like an area where you can feel comfortable doing it, right? Where you're not.
Yeah.
And then you have like daycare, and like, you know how many women would be like, I want to come work at that company. You know how much they'd be like grateful for it.
And
not that like that's the
pat
bare
on the
minimum
back too, because that's what you want.
It's the bare minimum that we should have, just to be clear. But I'm just saying, like, even the stupid sort of capitalist reaning is like, why? Like that would get you a bunch of people who'd be really happy to work there, which means you get better
more
work.
Workers made. The women will make more workers. Like even 130 years ago.
I do not understand it. I truly do not. Even like using their own capitalist logic, it doesn't make sense.
Well, it just comes down to the fact that many men believe we shouldn't be in the workplace.
Right, or they hate women in general.
That's what it is. If it was down to money, then it would be different. But it's not. It's genuinely in our society. Anyway,
you're literally bad at capital. You're bad at being running a business, I think.
Yeah. I worked somewhere in college and was told that I was taking some guy's job because he needed to support his family.
Technically, we're all taking someone's job.
Yeah. Look, give me your job.
It's called competition. That's what America's about, I thought.
If men did that, it'd be fine. Anyway, so we got through some of the sadder stuff. I don't like talking about it because it makes me genuinely want to cry.
Same.
And all of those issues. Sorry, one more rant because this is actually really, really like important to me. That stop with the raw milk thing. Just please. Just don't do it. People are still getting sick from it today because these health nuts and freaking RFK Jr. is saying to drink raw milk. I wouldn't call them
health nuts. I think they're idiots.
Health idiots. Like just don't do it. Don't feed your kids raw milk.
There's no health involved here. Yeah.
There's a reason we invented pasteurization. Anyway, so.
Well, Louis, he knew what he was doing.
I know, Louis Pasteur. All of those issues were only applicable for full-term babies. Because babies who had smooth deliveries were fine. But when you get to preemies, almost none would survive. Until the 1860s, when a French man named Dr. Etienne Tarnier invented an incubator based on what he had seen at a zoo, an incubator, incubating eggs for animals. Yeah. And he was like, why don't we what is wrong with us? Why don't we do this?
And so he starts...
Warm. Yeah, like a lot of times that's what would happen. And
you got to keep proofing the babies. You got to bake them a little bit.
You got to leave them to proof. Look, I don't make the rules, but genuinely you have to. You have to get fatter. So,
I didn't realize that just putting them in. I don't really know. Again, I don't have kids, so I don't really know about any of this stuff really. So it's like I didn't realize that an incubator is just heating the baby mostly.
It's heating the baby, but it also later on they added like intravenous like tube, like a way to get fluids to the baby as well.
Yeah. Are you gonna get into? Am I asking a lot of questions that you're gonna explain?
No, I love this. This is great.
Okay, no, because I never really thought about it, but I'm like, what is? Do you know, like, what does the heat do? Do you know, is it just, so, I mean, I'm joking about, like, baking the baby longer or, like, proofing them, but, like, well, I don't know anything about this. That's kind of what they did.
So when a baby is born with that low of muscle mass and, like, fat, it can easily, they can't regulate their own temperature when they're, like, 6 months, or when they're 3 months early kind of thing. So, like, those last 3 months of gestation are, like, when the baby kind of bulks up and gets, like, the final touches on, like, functioning lungs and eyes and all those little things. So like they come out with like no fat on them at all and nothing to keep them warm.
I see.
And just the regulation in general, they just can't regulate their internal systems. I mean, even after they come out, sometimes they're like my daughter was in the NICU for like a day because her lungs were just full of fluid because she accidentally like inhaled a bunch of fluid on her way out.
Damn.
I was in the NICU. I always forget this.
I was going to say, do you remember, were you born on time and stuff? Did you have any of that?
So I was born on my due date, but I was not breathing. So so I came out and cried or whatever. And then 10 seconds later, I stopped breathing. And so they had to put me in the NICU for like a week, I want to say.
Damn.
But my parents are always like weirdly, like they would go see me and they'd be like, she's gigantic because I was 9.5 pounds.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was just
9.5 pounds?
I was almost 10. I was 9.8.
So was I.
What?
That's funny. Yeah,
you
I was
were?
Almost 10 pounds. Yeah, I was a huge baby. I was almost 10 pounds.
Same.
Yeah.
Aw.
But you and I are very different in size. That's what's funny about it.
Yeah. But
also,
I was
not
gigantic.
Typical for girls to be that big, right?
No. And they were like, do you have gestational diabetes? And my mom's like, no. Like
That's crazy. You were just huge.
We were all pretty big. And my poor mother. And
my
head
tall
was like
as well. I was very long.
Oh, you were? I was short.
Yeah.
But I came out not breathing, and I also had a worryingly, this is so gross, I had a worryingly large umbilical cord. Like the doctor was like, in all my years, I've never seen one that big. Yeah, I had this huge umbilical cord, and he's like, this might indicate that she'll have gastrointestinal issues in the future, and ding, 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 he got it.
Ding dong.
So I was a big fatty in the NICU, but it's crazy that we were like the same weight. Anyway.
Yeah.
Were you born early or late or on time?
I think I was born on time. Always on time, bro.
My just wanted to get out on inauguration day so I could always be miserable.
I can't remember if I was like it's like a day or two here this way or that way. Yeah. I don't remember exactly, but I was like, but I wasn't premature. But I was big. I was like almost 10 pounds. It was like 20 something inches. It's something. Like
whoa! What? 20 something inches?
21 or 20 inches maybe.
Bro, that's big, right?
That's not abnormally large, though. That's just
okay.
Like
we're just tiny. All of my kids and me, we were all like 17 to 19 inches. Anyway.
But I think also the second, if I understand correctly, the second child is usually typically bigger than the first child. Is that right?
I think it just depends. Like when all those people, everything they say about everything, nothing actually is real. Everything's different for everybody, and it makes no sense.
Yes,
so.
Obviously everything is different for everybody. I'm talking
I don't
about
know what
like,
to say.
Is it generally speaking, though, I think they say, or at least that's what
interesting.
everybody in my family always says.
Interesting.
Our second baby.
So your mom just had this gigantic child come out after a relatively normal one?
Well, yeah, which is not atypical as far as I can tell.
Interesting.
Second babies generally tend to be a little bit larger than the first.
Interesting. I did not know that.
Maternal physiological factors differed in the two pregnancies, and the differences have additional effects on birth weight.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Did not know that.
Yeah, heavier baby. In general, a woman is more likely to deliver a heavier baby in her second pregnancy than in her first pregnancy.
Interesting.
Generally speaking, yes. # not all babies.
I know.
Not all pregnancies.
I had to learn to think that way, or else I would just worry about everything.
I get that too. Yes.
Yeah, it was like, no,
just
different
going
for
on
everybody.
Reddit and everybody being like, "Oh, you're Hitler."
Bad. Yeah. Look, getting called Hitler on Reddit, not what I want. So this incubator was invented by Etienne Tarnier, right? And he had the idea from seeing poultry incubators at the zoo. And what?
I'm stupid. Nothing. You said Etienne Tarnier, and then in my mind I just went chicken Tarna, and then you said poultry incubators. But I was like, I don't need to keep interrupting you by saying something stupid.
Yes,
and then
you do.
You immediately said chicken incubator, and I was like, chicken tarna.
That is where the name comes from. He also invented that. No, I like the stupid interruptions. I need it.
He loves Zanku chicken. Love that chicken tarna. It's so good.
I've never had it. We went to Zanku.
Yes, you have. We went to Zanku together. Or you've never had the tarna. Yeah, that's right.
I'm missing out.
Because you didn't know about our friend Etienne over here.
Etienne, well, thank you, Etienne.
Yes, thank you for your contributions to chicken tarna.
To
the French famously invented
and Zanku chicken. So they realized he wanted to invent this because the Franco-Prussian War had just happened. We've talked about this one a couple times. Yeah. And everyone left Germany and France or were killed. And so the birth rate was super low because no one was having babies. And he was like, what if we tried to save chickens? we had a chicken baby and we opened a restaurant. What if we tried to save the babies? And everyone's like, I don't know.
That's a novel concept.
But what if we did the same thing we do to animals? Yeah. Like, would we try to, like, it was this crazy thing where everyone's like, put them in an oven? Okay, and he's like, yes, genuinely put them in an oven.
It's not a souffle, mon Dieu.
I just picture Be My Guest happening. Beauty and the Beast.
Lumiere.
No, there's a huge, like, anthropomorphic chicken incubator singing.
You can take the incubators away from my cold dead feathers. I don't know. Fingers.
This episode there's a sad part. Sorry about that. Okay. So he starts inventing these and selling these these patents start showing up where these other inventors are like, yeah, hell yeah, we're going to do this. And another doctor named Pierre Boudin began reporting that they immediately began to save lives.
Oh, I thought he was going to be like, put them in some sourdough. Get it
I was going to say, not the bread man. Are you hungry?
Which did start around the same time, if I'm not mistaken.
It did. This
Boudin
is spelled
was in
different.
the late 1800s.
Look, my brother got into the bread business. I got into the baby business.
Yeah, baby business.
We both.
I'm actually not hungry. Funny enough, I actually ate before this, which I normally always forget to do.
I'm hungry. I had an
Guess what I had? Eggs. Good old chickens.
Oh, good. You know what? Salute. So this is where our man, Dr. Martin Coney, comes in. And he claims to have learned everything from Dr. Boudin.
Chicken tarna, Boudin, Dr. Coney. What the hell, dude? Our Farsi listeners will know why this is funny.
After you told me, now I have a hard time saying Dr. Coney. So...
You're listening to this podcast, so I know you've got a curious mind. Here's a helpful fact you might not know yet. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $900 on average. Pop over to Progressive.com, answer some questions, and you'll get a quick quote with discounts that are easy to come by. In fact, 99% of their auto customers earn at least one discount. Visit Progressive.com and see if you can enjoy a little cash back. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $946 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2024 and May 2025. Potential savings will vary.
Why does Progressive work hard for truckers? Because truckers unite the world. They unite kids with their first drum sets and parents with earplugs. But truckers can't do this if they're not on the road. That's why Progressive has over 360 heavy truck employees to help truckers stay on time and on track. Quote truck insurance today in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
So Coney at Coney Island. Okay, so this Coney Island Infantorium that he ended up starting was not his first Infantorium. He wasn't even the first guy to do it. So when he was allegedly, I say allegedly because we don't know if he was a real doctor. Well, we do. He's not. Okay. But we just couldn't find his
How many
papers.
real doctors were around at that time?
Not enough.
These fools weren't even washing their hands until like 10 years before this.
That's the fun. No, not even. Hospitals were still known to be nasty. Like, you don't want to go to a hospital unless it's an actual emergency.
Yeah.
Some guy's eating chicken. What is it? Chicken tart. What did you? Yeah.
Tarna.
What did you say?
Yeah, chicken tarna.
Some doctors eating chicken tarna and operating at the same time.
In between, yeah. He has like a big garlic sauce burp all over the body. Ew,
oh, it's
disgusting.
like, whoops, that'll make him stronger. So he claims he like learned all of this from Dr. Boudin and also from a guy named Dr. Lion.
Bro, this is made up. These aren't real names. What are you doing?
I'm trying my best. That's what I'm doing.
Lion?
Dr. Lion.
Coney learned it from Dr. Lion and Dr. Boudin.
Okay.
Sound like prank calls.
Can I talk to Dr. Lion, please?
Yeah, Dr. Lion, please, yeah.
No, this other doctor had invented the new self-regulating incubators that didn't need to be attended at all times. So he through like seeing Dr. Lion stuff or like through Boudin, I don't know what happened, but he ended up running an incubator exhibit in London with these new incubators, and everyone loved it. And doctors started being like, why aren't we using these? And so he was like, this is a great way to get people to like actually adopt these into their hospitals. This is saving lives.
Yeah. Boudin was like, we can also use this to raise bread. I'm going to bring it all back to what
I'm
I said
also
in the
baking
beginning.
bread.
It's proofing,
alongside
yeah. He was
the
baking
infant.
bread, and he was like, what if we put children in here? That would be actually really
what
great.
if, just like our German folk tales, what if we baked this child in an oven?
To spring them up, not to
spring
eat them.
Yeah, not to kill. No. So it was so popular that he was like, this is great. We can actually use this to sell this to doctors. Because a lot of people were like, but an oven for babies? I don't know. And so his goal was the same as the goals
I'd like
in
to
Europe.
think somebody fighting with him too. Just being like, no, we need to put these babies in the refrigerator. We need a cold ferment child.
Get them cold.
Yeah.
Get them icy. And it was so popular that he was like, I'm going to America. That's the next big place. So
yeah,
he finds himself in America, but when he got there, he came face to face with one of the darkest parts of American history. Can you guess?
It could be a lot of things.
Yes.
Genocide, slavery, which
eugenics.
Those are the two first ones. Eugenics, right?
Mm-hmm. The eugenics movement was at its peak, and
was it that big in the States, or was this at its biggest? But how big was it? I don't actually know how big eugenics was in the States.
I'll tell you how big it was.
Okay.
They did not believe preemie babies should ever be saved. Because
this was like some survival of the fittest.
It was a survival of the fittest. Most doctors believed they were weaklings and degenerates who would pass on their deficiencies, deformities, and vices to the next generation. Mm-hmm. And they saw incubators as pointless wastes of money and resources. Yeah. And that we needed
snowflake shit is probably what they think.
Yeah. They said that they needed to leave it to God. And if God helped you survive, then that means that you deserve to live. And Coney was like, what the hell is this? Yeah. Guys,
when did the oath come about?
What oath?
It's
the doctor's oath?
Yeah, that you gotta help everybody.
That's like 2,000 years old.
Really? So I'm like, no other doctors were like, yeah, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna save these babies instead.
Even if they wanted to, there was no like large adoption of incubators. Like they just didn't trust them, and there was not money for it. Like there was all this like, I don't know. And one doctor wrote that incubators are passé. And
passé?
Yeah. And it is a fact that practically all prematures entrusted to institution die. And then there was a movie that came out in 1917 that said, kill defectives, save the nation.
Jesus Christ.
And that ad ran. The movie was called The Black Stork. And an ad that said that ran in papers all over the United States.
Dear Lord.
There was full-on eugenics propaganda for arguing that these children didn't deserve to live and that it was kind of you as a mother to let them go. So Coney was like, okay, these people are nuts. I have to try something else. These guys like sideshows. I know. I'm going to take this show and I'm going to take it to the circus.
I see. Yeah.
And if that's the way that I can get this in front of people's faces, then so be it. People who go for a weekend fun, they get to see these babies. They've never seen anything like this because usually these babies don't survive. Yeah. And he was soon almost immediately met with resistance from the medical community, who saw this as uncouth and offensive to human life for displaying the babies like that. They called
I like how you're giving it a look. You're like, as if, and I'm like, yeah, it's not necessarily the first place I would go to be like, let's put them at a freak show, but I understand the logic.
No,
I see the logic.
I think at the time I would have been like, what? Why are we, freak show, Coney Island. So they called him a quack and denounced him in medical journeys. And they were correct. He was a quack. That's the thing with him. He's not a real doctor. But it's like vigilantism where
he's the Batman of Dr. Coney is Batman.
Dr. Batman Coney. He ended up getting his permanent location at Coney Island, and it was an immediate success, just like it had been in Europe. And if you were a parent in the New York City area and your doctor had told you there was no hope, you did have another option, and word spread. So
take it to the freak show, yeah.
Take your baby to the freak show in a shoebox or a hat box. A lot of times it would be a hat box. Some nurses would even tell them about the Infantorium and be like, look, guys, listen, there's this dude. He's a mysterious European, but he has a bunch of incubators and he can save your baby. Take him there. We don't have the resources here. And these parents would go to Luna Park at Coney Island and hand their baby over to Dr. Coney. And desperate parents heeded this suggestion. I mean, it was the only option they had.
Yeah.
And his babies survived 85% of the time.
Whoa.
Up from almost 0.
Damn.
Yeah. And soon this became like dude, this is the way to go. And he opened another one at the park next door. He even had like what he called a baby ambulance. Like if it was too fragile to come from the hospital, he had his own ambulance service where he would go to the hospitals, pick up the baby and take them back. And parents could come visit every day for free and never have to pay a dime because all of the money.
Did they get a cut?
The parents?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
They're paying tickets to come see these freak babies.
Well, no, the
right?
baby,
They're making money.
The money paid for the facility.
I see.
So the parents had to pay nothing. They just got like the 25 cents a pop to see these babies, and it raised enough money to take care of them. And so the baby ambulance, and then when they bring the baby in and they bathe it.
That's the wambulance, is what they call it.
How did I not know that? How did I not realize that?
The wambulance.
They would take the wambulance to Coney Island for some bread boudins. Anyway, so they bring these. The thing about this place, the Infantorium, is that it was immaculately clean. Like, he made them wash their hands, these nurses. He'd use gloves. Yeah. He'd bathe these babies in like lukewarm water because he didn't want to shock their systems. Yeah. All things that we still do now, like in hospitals, that we learned pretty like later that like, hey, maybe we should wash our hands more or wear clean clothes to take care of these sick children.
You should not lick your fingers before doing surgery.
Right. Don't eat chicken over the open stomach of a surgery patient.
Tarna does not help
No.
wounds from continuing to bleed, unfortunately.
No.
Although a little bit of shawarma seasoning does sterilize. Fun fact.
It really?
No.
Oh, come on, man.
I can't hear all, does it really?
Well, because I'm reading about a guy who had a freak show infant incubator thing. Anything is real right now.
I've never tried putting shawarma seasoning on my open wound, but next time I
just thought it was
I'll
like,
try it.
You know, because sometimes salt can be a really like clean out
it's like salt, pepper, cumin, like a bunch of other stuff that's in it.
Yeah, I can't imagine
Paprika,
putting cumin in an open wound.
You haven't lived.
Look, I'm gonna eat lead cakes tonight. How dare you say I haven't lived? Offensive to my culture of eating lead cakes. Okay, so they'd bathe it. They would give it a droplet of brandy. Every new baby would get a droplet of brandy.
Babies are cool as hell. It's getting shit-faced with cows.
Babies.
Yeah.
The drunk babies were kept in immaculate conditions despite all the Coney Island insanity happening around them.
Sounds great. This sounds like The Matrix, but like in the early 1900s of like, instead of being in the goo, you get to be in like an incubator and a freak show, just drink a bunch of whiskey, and be pampered. This is awesome. I'll go back to that.
I've sending you a picture of the exhibit.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it's basically like, they look like little wood burning stoves.
They do.
But they're just like lined up.
Here's another one.
With like French windows.
That's because they're French. They're French incubators. Yeah. Here is Dr. Coney holding.
They're also smoking cigarettes on the side. They're like,
the babies are smoking. They're drinking. Yeah. They're chilling in baths.
Wine. They give them a little bit. It is very French that they're getting a little bit of liquor.
That was actually. Incubator. They did that to a lot of babies.
I'm surprised they give them brandy and not wine.
Yeah. Here's the baby ambulance.
The wambulance, Hannah.
Here's the wambulance.
Baby incubators, premature station. Well, it's fair.
And I also want to show you here's him outside his exhibit.
By the way, the wambulance just looks like a giant van from like Dick Tracy. For those of you who are not watching YouTube, who's this guy?
That's him. He's always looking like a grumpy old man. But his slogan was "The world loves a baby," and he would put that on the front of all of his like places, and he would advertise like live infants, which to us is just like that sounds gross. Why would we go look at this? But anyway, the drunk babies would be then picked up like really cared for by these nurses. He had enough money from this to hire a team of nurses to live on site and take care of these babies round the clock. And
Nice.
they were highly efficient at it, and they would hold and cuddle the babies, which everybody at the time, this was a weird history behind this too, about how white women were told not to like cuddle their babies too much.
I've heard about this too, yeah.
And it's like led to boomers being the way they are. Don't
Also,
come
like
at me.
breastfeeding was really gauche or something.
Yeah,
and like
because
bad
it was.
for you.
Yeah, because it was like
It was like it made you like a
inappropriate.
poor person or something.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah, so like there was this whole generation of white people that had just outsourced all of their childcare to enslaved people too, and saw it as lesser work. And I truly believe it's one of the most evil little things that ever happened to our species is not being encouraged not to hold your baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
these nurses, however, were like, what? No, everyone should hold their babies. Coney was like, hold them all as much as you can. The parents could come every day and hold them. So that was crazy to people too, because they're like, they're holding these babies and these drunk babies. And the full staff, he had a full staff of on-site nurses and a small nurse to patient ratio. So all these babies had like dedicated time with these nurses.
It's
and
like
they
private
would like,
school.
It's like private school for tiny babies that drink brandy. I can't get over the brandy part.
Where they learn about the different kinds of whiskey as they're being incubated.
My hobby is whiskey and brandy.
Whiskey.
And he was also a huge proponent of breastfeeding at the time when everyone's like, no, don't do it.
This guy sounds like more of a doctor than all the doctors in the time.
That's the thing about him, is that he's a vigilante who literally did everything right. And technically he's not a doctor, but anyway.
Who is these days?
A lot of people, but
Who among us? Yeah.
Not me. So he would use donated breast milk, and he would hire wet nurses, already breastfeeding women, or already lactating women, to feed these babies. And if they were too young to swallow, he'd like droplet it into their mouths and their noses. Apparently you can do that. So milk directly to the nose.
Makes sense. Speaking of milk, it's like when the whole thing of like laughing so hard that like milk comes out your nose, right?
Yeah. Dude, I have a friend who can shoot liquids out of her eyes.
Ew,
Have you seen people do
that's
that?
disgusting.
Okay. Shout out to Courtney.
Ew.
Sorry. That's what she would do in the freak show. And all these wet nurses were required not to smoke or drink or
Wet
eat.
nurse is such a funny word. It
I
just
know.
seems like, it's time for me to show up to work. They just pour a bunch of water on you.
Yeah, it's like, gotta
Can't
get
start
the
your
nurse
shift
wet.
until you're soaking wet.
Wet nurses.
Wet nurse, yeah. And then at lunchtime, they're just like, sorry, you're drying up a little. Sorry, you gotta go back.
Get the
Here's the
bucket.
thing. They're at the freak show, right? So they can just go to the game where they throw the ball at the
dunk.
target and then they follow the dunk. Yes.
Yeah.
Nurse dunk.
Nurse dunk.
Dunk the wet nurse.
I'm a dry nurse. All right. It's
Nobody
just-
likes a dry nurse. These babies aren't even dry. These babies are all shit-faced. What are you going to do with a
they
dry
are
nurse?
so drunk right now.
Yeah. Ugh.
Coney, look, you're not the only person at Coney Island drunk. The babies are also drunk. So
Exactly.
they were.
That's why Coney Island's such a magical place.
Oh, it really is. There's something about it that makes you feel better
Drunk.
about yourself and drunk, even if you're not.
I think it's mostly the liquor, yeah.
It's the liquor, yeah. I think it's also, I don't know, that beach. Ugh. Good hygiene and cleanliness were top, and against all other like doctors at the time, he was like, "You please take care of yourselves, nurses.
Yeah.
Please don't come to work dirty. Like, wash your damn hands." And everyone freaked out. The papers, everyone was like, "Who is this guy? He can't be doing this." And he's like, "I'm literally saving children. I don't know what you want me to do." And he would go around and like wine and dine.
Not much has changed these days.
Nope. He would go around and wine and dine physicians, trying to be like, just look at this. Look what I've done. Look at these incubators. Nobody believed him. Nobody did.
Damn.
Nobody. He thought for sure it'd be like London. They just like go and buy a bunch of these incubators. This incubator show was open for 40 years.
Holy shit.
It closed in 1943, the year when America finally introduced incubators to hospitals. Isn't that
Dear God.
bonkers?
What changed in 43 that they finally switched it over? Was there like some doctor or something that was like, actually, it's great?
It was Dr. Julius Hess, who is known as the father of neonatology and was a close friend to Coney, and credits Coney with teaching him a lot about incubators and giving him the rundown and showing him around. The two of them even took this show to Chicago, and
Nice.
this is what kind of sealed the deal in a lot of ways. They showed this huge expo that this actually works. Like, first of all, you're being taught, because also the eugenics movement had died down in the 30s. You know, For no other reason besides.
No, I think it had evolved. I think it took on a different name.
It jumped the pond in the 30s, and
it was still here. They're in Madison Square Garden where Taylor Swift's about to get married.
Beautiful.
Coincidence? I think not.
She looks like a eugenics project for sure. She looks like Hitler genetically selected her to be. Anyway, please don't kill me, Swifties. Or do. I don't care. I don't care if I die. Okay? That's where I'm at. So the two of them even took this show to Chicago, Hess and Coney. And suddenly in the 30s, after like 20 or almost 30 years of this show running, finally other doctors were like, wait, this Julius Hess guy is like behind him. Yeah. Maybe he's onto something. And the changing ideas and everyone not wanting to be like Hitler started making people think maybe
not enough people.
Not enough. Started maybe some people being like,
to this day, yeah.
We should save people instead of decide whether they live or die based on eugenics. And
or poor infrastructure and a lack of information and no knowledge and bad medicine.
It never stops, you guys. Sorry, I'm yelling.
Or money. That's another big one.
But
sorry, man. You're in a rural hospital that got bought up by private equity. You don't deserve. That's why you're dead, because you live like somewhere. I can't even start.
You don't have enough money to live.
Your hospital doesn't have enough money for like any of the actual things that it needs to deliver this baby properly. And the closest hospital has been merged by like 5 other hospitals in your area, so you have to drive like 2 hours.
And they'll turn you away.
Yep. Oh my God, I hate it.
It's truly, there's no moral horrific center to our society anymore.
No.
There never really was.
There used to be more fear, I think, at the very least. To like like a little bit of accountability.
A little bit of shame or a little bit of, I don't know. It's reading about this was just like, wait, hang on. How is this sort of thing still happening? Like, I mean, we can't even get into that, but it is. And anyway, are you okay?
Yeah, no, I'm just upset about how terrible everything is.
Me too.
All the time.
So this Julius Hess guy was like, we actually need to implement this. We're going to train hospital staff to use these. We're going to treat them how to take care of babies in these. And we're going to establish special units, NICU units, to take care of preterm babies, because we now see that 85% of these babies are surviving, and they have been since 1903. And so they collaborated, and this finally kind of pushed doctors to be like, oh yeah, okay. And they became lifelong friends. They still collaborated. And Martin Coney he used to say, I'm making propaganda for Preemies, showing the public these children can be saved. And that was his whole goal. He said, I am not going to retire until hospitals begin using these. And so in 1943, 40 years after it opened, he finally closed Luna Park Incubator, the Infantorium.
There was no need for it anymore.
There was no need for it because finally his job was done.
Nice.
He ended up dying in 1950 penniless because he did not make money on this. He put the money. It is. That's why I want to talk about him, because he died penniless and it just wasn't talked about ever again. And Julius Hess got all the credit for inventing.
All these preemie kids that went on to live lives going to come back and kick them a couple bucks.
Oh, they hadn't grown up enough by then, or they had been
40 years.
Here's the thing. I think he had money. I think he had some money after it closed, and then he lost all of it. I don't know how.
No, the whiskey was left over, and he's like, someone's got to drink it, and then he died in the gutter. Yeah.
But it's good that you mentioned the kids, because these kids would visit him for the rest of his life. And
that's nice.
One of them, Beth Allen, was born a twin in 1941, right toward the end. And her twin did not make it, but her parents desperately were like, we're going to try the freak show. So they took her, and she survived. And she gave an interview at the age of like 95, completely defending this guy. Because even now people are like, I don't know if he should have done it the way he did it. And it's like, sure. But the way Beth Allen sees it is
Thanks,
that
Reddit. We really needed to hear your
thanks,
opinion.
guys.
Somebody did 100 years ago.
Yeah. She said she wouldn't be here if it weren't for him. I don't think he did anything wrong. And another one, Lucille Horn, felt the same way. She was under 2 pounds.
Damn.
Yeah. So the smallest baby he saved was 1.5 pounds, which is insane. And these kids would, like, I think Beth Allen's family, they would go visit him on Father's Day every year because that's how much he meant to them. And when he died, he kind of just went forgotten. And, because they didn't want to include Coney Island and a freak show in the history of neonatology. But truly, if it weren't for this, the NICU would be what it is. Yeah. And all in all, he saved 6,500 babies.
Holy shit. Amazing.
Yeah. Dude
Incredible.
is awesome. Also not a doctor, I will reiterate. But he's awesome. And
he's like doctor adjacent, let's say.
He's doctor adjacent. I just thought it was just crazy that Coney Island had a NICU before a hospital did.
Yeah, I believe that.
And I got deeply reading about Coney Island, which is why I wanted to also turn this into a little bit of a short summer series about Coney Island attractions and their history. There's a couple others that are just as mind-boggling, if not more so in some ways, that I want to talk about next week. So this week was the Infantorium and how it literally saved and is still saving thousands of lives.
Thousands of lives, yeah.
Yeah. And salute to Coney, dude. Salute to Martin Coney. And that's my tab. It's
incredible.
Crazy. Yeah.
Love it.
Thank
you.
Love
Martin. Love all that. Love saving babies.
Dude, I love him. Thank you, Martin.
Thanks, Martin.
Not a doctor, but thank you.
I don't really want to closing these tabs. I don't really want it to be morbid. We're talking about saving baby. Maybe you could be punching a doctor who didn't believe in incubators.
We're gonna punch whiskey. A eugenicist doctor. Okay.
Sure, let's do it.
Yeah, we're gonna pour one out for Dr. Martin Coney.
Let's pour one out. Yeah, let's do that.
We're gonna pour out a bit of brandy for Dr. Martin Coney, and that's gonna close the tab. Okay. You ready?
Okay, ready? I'm gonna count you down. 3, 2, 1.
Salute, dude.
Salute. Wonderful. Moving on to listener emails. Today is a voice memo.
Oh, okay.
From the one and only Jazz.
Jazz!
We haven't heard from Jazz in a really long time.
I know.
Dear Alyssa, Kaveh, and Hannah, hello! It's me, Jazz. I loved last week's episode where Alyssa came on to teach us about Beanie Babies and that whole weird collector's craze from the 90s. I was a bit too young to catch the craze myself, but I have been thinking about a different beloved plush character that I hold near and dear to my heart. His name is Matatabi-kun, and I first discovered him when I visited Japan a few years ago with my family. My dad took us to the Tokyo City Air Terminal, or TCAT, to wait for our flight home at the end of the trip. The name of this place makes it sound like it's inside an airport, but it's actually a transit station that opened in 1972, and it provides bus services to both Haneda and Narita international airports. As soon as we walked in, we noticed imagery of this cat mascot character all over the place. He was so cute with his little plain wing arms and train conductor hat. I thought, wow, they should make merch of this guy, because I'd definitely be the sucker to buy it. And not much time passed before my brother came up to me and said, "Sissy, look what I found in the 7-Eleven. He took me to the 7-Eleven inside the TCAT and showed me bins of various size plush of this adorable little mascot. Obviously, I bought one, a little keychain version, so he could come on my adventures with me. Well, unfortunately, I must have adventured too close to the sun, because several months later, I lost my TCAT keychain while at Disney World. I was devastated. Well, while looking online to see if I could buy a replacement for my little guy, I came across this page from the official TCAT website. It's a bio page for the character himself, Matatabi-kun. And now it doesn't appear anyone wrote a Beanie Baby style poem for Matatabi-kun, so I took it upon myself to write a few lines about him, using the info found on his bio page. Ahem. You can call me Matatabi-kun. I hope to pilot my own plane soon. My job is to spread smiles and cheer. I'll be your friend. That's sincere. Thank you. That was the end of my poem. I hope you find this original character as wholesome as I do. Thank you so much for hosting the middest podcast there is, and I'm proud to be one of your tens of listeners. I'll meet you at the Gwen Stefani tribute toilet, or the Taco Bell in Antigua, Guatemala, or San Diego Comic-Con. I'm sure I'll end up in one of those three places. Keeping it Josie, and with much love always, Jazz from Texas.
Wow.
Right. Inshallah, all three places.
Dude, that was incredible. I'm looking at this TCAT's bio, and I don't think I really grasped that his arms are wings, like airplane wings. I'm obsessed. But it says his birthday's March 1st. Happy late birthday. And his hobbies are travel and walking around TCAT. So he just Loves to walk around that transit center.
This is a truly demented design. I love it.
Yeah. Favorite
also,
vehicle.
I find it suspicious that Jazz lost her keychain while at Disneyland or Disney World. I can't remember.
I think the rat took it. Mickey.
Exactly. I feel like Mickey was like, I don't like other mascots.
I don't want competition
seems like some shit
here.
that they would do. Yeah.
Just,
amazing.
There's a vault underneath Disneyland with full of other mascots.
Stolen shit that they took. They're like, don't bring that shit in here. This is my house.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jazz, as always, and lovely to hear from you. We never know where you are. You're always in some cool place.
Yeah, Jazz is always jet setting on her T-Cat guy.
Speaking of San Diego, I will be there for the meetup panel on Saturday morning at 11 a.m. I forget. I don't think they've given us the room yet, but it's Marriott or whatever the hotel is right next to the convention center. But I'll be there on Saturday. And Hannah, of course, you're tabling at BBL.
BBL 1.
Getting those BBLs in. They're like,
I'm
this
getting
baby's 10 pounds.
BBLs.
She's 9 pounds of BBL straight out straight out the womb. Can't put her in the incubator because those BBLs might explode from getting overbaked.
I just touched the edges of the glass. It's just smashed into the incubator.
Yeah.
We got a fat one.
We got to put whiskey on it.
And come see me at San Diego and see Kave's panel. It's a good panel. And please join the Discord. We have a Patreon if you want to support us there. We put a lot of extras on there.
If you let us know if you were a preemie, if you had any kind of interesting, fun, crazy stories about growing up, the kind of chaos that you might have experienced or the scariness, let us know. Yeah. Either in the Discord or in the comments. Share this with somebody who, if you know any doctors, people who work in, I was gonna say child psychology. What is it? What did you call it?
Neonatology. So like
neonatology.
NICU doctors. They might not know this is the origin of the NICU. Send it to your NICU doctors.
Send it to your carny friends.
Thank you for making a safe space to have a NICU. I don't know.
Next time you see a carny, thank them.
And if you're saying there's no more carnies, yes, there is. By the way, everybody, they still exist in numbers.
Inshallah, they'll continue to exist.
It's like the third time you said inshallah. Anyway,
I'm tired of hiding myself from the show, all right? I get to say the things that my grandmother used to say all the time.
Exactly.
Inshallah. Khuda. God willing.
God willing, next week is also a show.
Yes.
That we have for you. It'll be my second installment in the summer series, the summer Coney Island series.
Sounds fun. Thank you guys for listening.
Yeah.
You can find us on 500 Open Tabs on Instagram and Blue Sky. I'm PermaFriends. I'm PermaFriends on Instagram and Commentary on Blue Sky. Hannah's Hannah Hillam on everything.
On everything.
In the meantime, keep the people of Iran in your hearts. Keep the soccer team of Iran in your hearts, or football team, whatever you want to say.
It's technically soccer.
Melly, Team Melly. Keep Melly in your hearts.
What a class act. I'll just say that.
Yes.
Anyway, keep them in your hearts.
I'll see you at the World Cup game where Mexico beats England.
I will see you there. Okay?
Yeah.
I may look English, but not in my heart. Not this week. Okay? I'll see you at the tribute toilet that's there or whatever. I don't know. But genuinely, I'll see you at San Diego. Okay, bye, everybody.
Yes. Bye.